Welcome to another video, guys. I'm Kris05 and today I'll give you an in-depth mid-range hunter guide. This is a really solid and cheap deck that can be piloted in different ways. I will try to give you the strategy for most of the popular matchups, and I will give you a detailed mulligan guide, so if you find that helpful, a like and a subscribe would really be appreciated. I also included a quick game with the deck versus a famous streamer, so you might want to stick around to the end. Now let's get into it. Currently the deck is considered to be tier 2, but it can really do wonders if you know what you're doing with it. In my version of the deck, I only run one Shimmerfly, Hyena and Rhino, so I can make room for one Owl, Rat Trap and Deadly Shot. Shimmerfly is great on turn 1 and it can give you a good spell, but with all of the mechs out there, an Owl seems like a must. A second Hyena can be quite problematic for your opponent, but most of the times you will end up overcommitting to it, and a lot of matchups have easy ways to deal with it. A Rat Trap, on the other hand, handicaps your opponent's plays most of the time. Using only one Rhino is a bit risky, but Deadly Shot feels like a must nowadays. You can play around with these and see what you need the most. Anyway, the deck relies on your beast synergies, and you can get very aggressive with it or take a more reactive and controlling position, so you can finish off your opponent with a big Zul'jin turn. Dire Frenzy also gives you a lot of late game potential, and you can even destroy control warriors with this deck if you know what you're doing. Now let's look at the matchups. From experience, I can tell you that your only bad matchups are Mech Paladins, Rogues and Bomb Warriors. Zoo Warlock can also be problematic, but other than that you should be good against the other matchups. Now let's talk about the mulligans and your strategy against the popular matchups. Starting off with Druid. Right now the only popular Druid deck is Token Druid, with the Mech and the Classic variant. Here your main goal is to take control of the board, and that is why you mulligan accordingly. Unleash the Hounds is a great card for this matchup, but generally you want to keep it only when you're going second, since if you're going first you will probably have dealt with most of your opponent's board anyway. Try playing around swipes and use your resources wisely, and you should have no troubles with this matchup. Combining a Timberwolf with Unleash the Hounds can do you wonders as well. Next we have Hunter. Here you will be facing Mirrors and Mech Hunters most of the time, with some Secret Hunters from time to time. In both the Mirror and the Mech matchups, giving Dire Frenzy to your Vicious Scale Hide is the key to victory. In the Mirror, the player who plays Zul'jin first usually wins, unless you didn't play enough spells with it. You can also sneak in a win with a Rhino, Timberwolf and some 1 or 2 drops if you manage to put some damage on your opponent early on. Just be careful not to go too wide, so you don't get tons of damage by an Unleash the Hounds with a couple of Timberwolves. For the Mech Hunter matchup, just clear his mechs, while applying damage. Usually, you should be able to run him out of steam. Use your Owl and Deadly Shot wisely, and hope you get some of those buffed up Vicious Scale Hides in time, and you should be good. In the Mage matchup, you need to be the aggressor early on. If you're going first, keeping 1 drops is a good idea, but if you're second, he will just ping on 2 anyway, so you won't see much value out of your Spring Paws. An early Hyena and Animal Companion could apply a lot of pressure against Mage, and the Deadly Shot can easily deal with a desperate Giant. You can even use it against the Doomsayer if you have a couple of decent minions on the board early on. Just hope you manage to deal with the Mage before he starts popping off to Value Town. As I said, Mech Paladin is quite a hard matchup for you, and again, you need to be the aggressor here, because you can't really win the late game if the Paladin didn't draw complete garbage. Deadly Shot and Owl can really shine here, but keeping them without having the early game would be a mistake. You just have to hope you can top deck them before things start going out of hand. Hyena and Animal Companion are MVPs here for the early game. Not much I can say about the Priest matchup, since it's not really popular right now. Playing for the board would be a good idea, since you will have a hard time smoking him down anyway. Rogue is another matchup that can go south for you. Giving Dire Frenzy to your Scale Hide is a good idea here, so you have a chance to reach a Zul'jin turn. Play for the board while chipping away some HP from his face, and you might be able to finish him off early on too, since he doesn't have that many ways to heal up either. For the Shaman matchup, you will probably be facing either Murloc or Aggro Overload Shaman. For the Murloc matchup, you need to win the board, which would be easy for you most of the time. You have a lot of tools to deal with him while hitting face, so you should be good here. Against the Overload variant, your main goal is to survive his damage. Do everything you can to minimize it. Dire Frenzy on the Scale Hide is amazing here as well. You should be able to run him out of resources before he runs you out of health. For the Warlock, you won't really see anything other than Zoo right now. Unleash the Hounds is king here, and you might want to save it for a Timberwolf turn. Again, preventing phase damage is your main goal, but you might be able to sneak in early lethal if he goes too wide on you. That would be rare though, so concentrate on surviving. If you win the board, you will win the game. And lastly, we have Bomb Warrior and Control Warrior. If you're against just a Control Warrior, the game will be long but probably easy for you. All you need to do here is Dire Frenzy your Timberwolves and use 4 or 5 of them with a Tundra Rhino for up to 47 damage in one turn. Use your resources wisely and apply the occasional phase damage. Try not to play tracking before Zujin, or you might end up burning your Rhino or Dire Frenzy, and both of those are really important. It's a tricky matchup, but once you get the hang of it, you should have a good win rate against them. For the Bomb Warrior variant, things are a lot trickier, since you won't be too sure how aggro your opponent is for half the game. You might need to Dire Frenzy a Scale Height to try and survive the bomb damage. Playing tracking can burn bombs for you, so if you have 4 or 5 in there, you might want to go for it. Anyway, that's it for the guide part. Now, here's a short game versus the infamous Jackie Chan, playing Mech Token Druid, which is supposed to be a bad matchup for us. Enjoy! Zul'jin can be a very oppressive card as well. Feels a bit overpowered too, but at least it's at 10 mana. Jackie Chan? Is this the real Jackie Chan? Can somebody check if he's streaming? Playing against the Druids. I like all of these. Okay, I like all of these. Going second against Druid is not great, but other than that, these are pretty much this, and this are top 3 cards against him. Really? Oh, it's on! Actually the real one. Go raid Jackie Chan. Emote as much as possible? Yeah. Let's emote. Let's emote. It's a mech token druid. We know what to expect. Kept 1 extra card. Probably, yeah, Dreamway. I think the second one is Dreamway as well. We are pretty good because we do have Unleash with Timber. Yeah, time to fuck him up. Respectfully. I don't know why I used the air quotes. Okay. Yeah, definitely time to do it. Question is, do I want to coin out? No, I don't. It's very important not to leave mechs for him. Doom of pain and suffering. I can't decide. Okay, he's taking a step back. I'm not. I think I'm gonna Dire Frenzy a Spring Paw. And next we have Master's Call. I think we have like one of the best hands we could ask for against a token druid. Don't give me information, dude. Okay, Hyena is nice. Snipe time. I mean swipe. Oh no? What? What games is he playing? I'm gonna play a Rhino. He doesn't really have a way to deal with this. Pain down. Yeah, Hearthstone cards. Well, it was a pretty one-sided match. And that's it for this video, guys. I hope this helps you climb some easy ranks on ladder. Drop a like and a subscribe if you enjoyed the video. Thanks for watching. I'm Kris05 and I'll see you in my next video.